Hello, everybody. I'm Kate Flanley, and I was a fellow last year, and I served as the leadership mentor this year, and it was one of the best experiences. So, growing up, we watched a lot of Oprah in my house. My mom loved Oprah. And Oprah was the inspiration for a character I played to host the Greek Day skits in middle school, my claim to fame. And so over the 25-year run of Oprah's show, several themes can be traced through the 4,000 plus episodes. And those same themes actually have been explored in the EL-STEM program, including self-reflection, authenticity, empathy, and service to others, to name a few. So when I think about the impact of EL-STEM over the last 2 years, I realize I had many, as Oprah would say, aha moments. The light bulb went off, the dots connected, insert whatever other cliche you would like here. So many of the aha moments were connected to the variety of highly talented people we met throughout the year. And so those are the individuals I chose for my slide. So in the bottom center, you'll see Lisa Durham. She was a speaker I invited, who's the director of the Leadership Institute and a principal environmental engineer for Argonne National Laboratory. She never thought she would spend her career at Argonne, nor had been never thought she would be tasked with developing the Leadership Institute. But she had the courage to step up, to say yes, and. And so that leads me to the two women in the top middle, Karis and Kelly, who taught us improv and taught us this important trait of saying yes, and. And so those two taught us that leadership and communication can be very uncomfortable. But if you listen carefully, if you're open and receptive to those around you, and you play to your strengths, your comfort level will increase. And you should also have a little bit of fun while you're at it. And so that brings me to the other speaker that I invited, Cassie Hilgert, who's on the bottom left. She's the CEO of Arts Quest, which is a nonprofit arts organization from where I'm from and grew up in Pennsylvania. She's a fun-loving leader who isn't afraid to get her hands dirty, and so I thought she really exemplified service leadership. So 2 things from Cassie's visit really stuck with me. One is to work with people who think differently than you and that don't agree with you. When you can safely and freely debate and disagree with each other, you develop a stronger plan of action. The second thing is to spend more time with potential pitfalls. You know, we get these great ideas, and as leaders, we want to give ourselves like these little pats on the back, thinking this is going to be great, it's going to be wonderful. But to remind ourselves to spend a little bit more time with the outcomes and the ripple effects of those. Finally, we spent a lot of time with John and with Mark. And with these 2 guys, they shared their insight, they stretched our knowledge, and guided us to an increased self-awareness. And to all of this year's fellows, I couldn't fit all of your pictures on here, but your aha moments became aha moments for me. And I appreciate your honesty, laughter, and perspectives that made this year incredibly successful and fulfilling. So I just want to share with you my biggest aha moment, because I know you're all on the edge of your seat of this one. As many of you know, I was a high school teacher before coming to Notre Dame. And so my first teaching position was in an urban high school that was considered to be one of the rougher schools in the area. My students were diverse, challenging, and lively, and my colleagues were the same. So in our department office break room, on top of the refrigerator, we had all these little Star Wars figurines, and then each person in the department was assigned a character. So, for instance, the Earth and Space teacher was kind of loud, didn't always make sense, funny, and hairy, so he was Chewbacca. He would also not mind me saying that. Our department chair was Darth Vader. Also a very nice woman, so probably didn't deserve that. I had 2 characters. So I had a stormtrooper and they called that Work Kate. And then I had Bobo Fett. I think they just ran out of things. So anyway, it was Bobo Fett, and that was After Hours Kate. And they said that, during school hours, you did not mess with me. I ran a tight ship. The students knew what to expect, and I was all business all the time. But once 3 p.m. hit, then, we were laughing, joking around, doing all sorts of stupid stuff. And I was relaxed. And so by this year, I realized that I had the tendency to still split my personality and have this business side and then my personal side. And I realized how misguided that thinking has been. And I'll be completely honest with you. It bothers me when I reflect on those missed opportunities with my former students and colleagues. But because of this program and all of you, I've learned what I've done in the past doesn't have to dictate how I choose to lead in the future. And from here on out, I will share the whole authentic Kate with those that I meet. So now it's time to pass the torch. Torch. And so for the incoming laser cohort, your new student mentor, Melissa, is someone who fully embraced her time in EL STEM and is ready to engage in the exchange of ideas with all of you. Anytime I take on a position, I always hope I leave it a little better than where I picked it up. And I always trust that the next person to replace me will also carry it in a very positive way forward. And with Melissa, I have no doubt that that will happen, and you'll have a wonderful experience. All right, so enough of that, and back to Oprah, because why not? So Oprah said leadership is about empathy. It is about having the ability to relate to and connect with people for the purpose of inspiring and empowering their lives. So, fellow leaders, let's get out there, let's show our authentic selves, and inspire and empower those who we all lead. Thank you.